Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked.
And guess what, everyone? We received our very first fan art!
I'm so excited! You guys rock! I'm so excited that people are, sending in things at all. We love people, so...
Yes.
What was it? What was it?
So,
tell the world.
One of our listeners...
Loyal listeners,
her name is Yareli. Shout out to Yareli.
Hi, Yareli.
She made us a reel, a really, really cute reel with aliens all over it.
And you posted it on Instagram? You posted it somewhere, right?
I posted it on Instagram and Facebook.
Yay! So go check it out. Conspiracies Unlocked on Instagram and Facebook.
And I also wanted to give a shout out to another loyal listener, Jerry in San Francisco.
Woo! NorCal.
He listens to all of our podcasts, and he did say that so far his favorite episodes have been all of the 1984 book reviews.
Which is so awesome.
Yes, he loves that. And the chemtrails.
That's so fun because chemtrails was one of my first ones. So thank you. Thank you, Jerry. I wanted to say Jesse, so I'm like, I've been watching Breaking Bad, so I have Jesse Pinkman on my mind.
Oh, I was thinking of when you said Jesse, because when we were driving in the car earlier, it was like, Jesse's Girl.
Oh, yeah.
That song was on.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, and then, so... Also, we got a story from Brian. It was for the I can talk, I swear. He had an alien encounter story. So I'm hoping that we can get a compilation of stories and then we can have some phenomenal fan experiences episodes, and we can just do a whole episode about you guys and what you guys have encountered, whether it be a Bigfoot sighting, UFO, anything crazy. We'd love to hear about it. Anything conspiracy-wise? Anybody seen the Loch Ness Monster lately?
Anything that has to do with supernatural and ghosts, I would love to know.
Or even your own conspiracies. If you have a certain conspiracy that you think that we could talk about, we would love to do that. And then I wanted to do a shout out, I guess. Yeah, shout out to the people to the listeners in Belgium, New Zealand, and the UK, because you guys, there's so many of you guys that are listening, and every week you guys tune in, and we love that. I can't believe that we've gone worldwide, and Belgium is actually other than United States, it's like our number one following outside.
Thank you, Belgium. I love your chocolate.
Oh, Belgium chocolate.
So good.
Send us some chocolate. I don't know if it would get through customs, but...
Probably melt.
Yeah, right? So, I guess that's it for our shout-outs. And, yeah, just don't forget to email us your experiences, encounters at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com, or you can Facebook message us. That's how Jerry got a hold of us on Instagram. Yeah, so just message us wherever. You know where to find us. So we're excited, and we can't wait to hear from you guys.
Thank you so much. We appreciate everyone.
Anybody who likes us. Okay, what's the deal today? What are we doing?
So today we're going to discuss Vietnam.
Ooh.
Yeah, and specificI cave.
The Cave of Wonders.
No, it really is the Cave of Wonders. Yeah, so I actually heard about this from my nail tech, who's from Vietnam.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's like a first-hand experience. Has he been to this cave?
Yeah. Shout out to Koi. Koi is my nail tech. Koi, if you're listening, thank you so much for the inspiration of today's story.
Yeah.
Because he recently went to Vietnam to visit his family, and he told me about this cave. I told him about the podcast, and he told me about the cave, and I looked deeper into it, and I found a pretty cool conspiracy.
You mean you dove deep into a cave?
I dove very deep into a cave.
I love puns. I'm puntastic.
Well, this cave is Gonna take us all the way to Vietnam. It is the Han Son Doong Cave, which is located in central Vietnam. The province is part of Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park.
Cool.
Yeah. So
nice pronunciation.
Well, thank you so much for your help with that because you helped me Google that.
Google pronunciation.
In 1991, a local farmer named Ho Khan spent an entire month trekking his way through the jungles of the park in search for timber. What he did for a living is he would collect timber and he would sell it for a modest income. So he was trekking around the forest on a very heavy rainy day, considering it's a jungle rainforest. He accidentally sat down and rested right at the mouth of the cave when he was looking for shelter from flash floods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was just completely by accident.
So he was out there for a month, like he didn't go home every night, like he was just like out camping, wandering the woods, just...
Yeah, it was just wandering the jungle.
The jungle,
so you have to think about like what kind of animals are in the jungle.
Yeah.
It was very dangerous, it's very treacherous. Like that's why it had not been discovered since this is 1991. No one goes out there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Later in 2006, the expedition of the Royal Society of England went to search for the cave. They had heard about Ho Khan finding the cave in 1991, and they went on a journey to find the cave and find out more information about what was inside the cave and how big it was and everything else. So it was actually discovered that it was the world's largest cave that had ever been discovered so far in the entire world.
Even to this day?
Even to this day.
That's amazing.
Yes, so the main passage is 3.1 miles long, and it is 660 feet high by 490 feet wide. That's just the opening.
That is fucking huge.
That is just to get into the cave. The cave entrance is enormous.
That's so big. Like, try to put that into perspective of anything else and just the height of it. You said the height was 600 feet? That's crazy. And just that big ass opening, that's half a mile.
Yeah, so...
Or no, that's an eighth mile or something.
Well, it's 3.1 miles long.
Long, but I'm just saying the hole just to go in that's crazy big.
It's very big. And then to put it in perspective, it was large enough to house the entire New York City, entire New York? New York City.
Wow, that's insanely big. I was trying to think of it as streets and stuff as well to be like, wait, like something, I don't know. Okay, go on. That's crazy big.
So obviously it's a cave, so they haven't explored the entire cave, okay? But what they have explored so far, there's multiple sections, because cave's going to have different paths and caverns and everything. And they had certain sections that the total volume of what they found so far is 38.5 million cubic meters, which equals to, we did the math on this one, 1,359,614,668 cubic feet.
Wow. Over 1.5 billion cubic feet. Over that.
Yeah, and that's just a section of it that they found.
Wow.
A few sections.
They haven't even... I wonder if the caves will lead out somewhere else if they could ever, figure it out. You would think that it would have to pop up somewhere.
I mean, yeah. And then it also... My research found that in that specific area, in the opening, it could also fit about 68 Boeing 777 aircrafts.
In just the opening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's huge. Like, this is a very grand cave that he stumbled upon.
Yeah, and he was just looking for shelter from,
And he's
obviously,
just
the
like,
rainfall.
I found a mansion. I found the biggest cave ever, literally.
Oh, he found, like, an oasis. Even though, like, this figure, like, is huge, according to scientists, it's actually, like, modest because they really don't know the real length and size of the cave at all. This is just, like, what they have found.
Just as far as they could go. That's crazy.
The experts discovered, obviously, it's an enormous size, and that the National Geographic site even compares that the cave stacked as high as 25 double-decker buses. It could be, like, comfortable. So just another, like, perspective
of how grand this place is.
Yeah, and then also, we've all heard of the Great Wall of China. Well, Vietnam, this is their, like, comparable Great Wall of Vietnam is what they call it. They call it the Great Wall of Vietnam, even though it's not a wall.
It's not a wall, it's a cave.
It's
like,
just,
why are they calling it that?
That's
How
just
silly.
But
it's what they're known for, that China has the Great Wall. So this is, like, their big thing that they have. But it's, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's silly.
But they're very proud of it. Not only is it famous for its enormous size, it's also known for a variety of biological landscapes. Explorers discovered a primitive forest with rich vegetation, and they have not found yet any traces of humans living there.
Wow. That's amazing. Something that's been untouched by humans is so hard to find.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously they haven't explored everything yet, but they haven't found anything that are man-made or not even man-made, but yeah, there's no man-made structures.
Yeah, there's no man-made, but then also the DNA and everything, they haven't found any bones or anything.
No fossils.
So, obviously, there hasn't been any man there, and if there has, it hasn't been in a very, very long time.
Yeah, so
there could have been cave people there a billion years ago.
Well, the experts are calling this the Garden of Eden.
Ooh.
So that's what they're calling it. They're calling it the Garden of Eden. It's featuring a system of, I'm going to probably say this wrong, salicite, which is a mineral formation that hangs from the ceiling of caves, hot springs, and man-made structures such as bridges and mines. And it also can be composed of lava, minerals, mud, peat, pitch, sand, sinter, or amberite. Amberite is crystallized urine from pack rats.
That's fucking disgusting. And I was not expecting you to say that. I thought you were going to say it's some sort of gem that's been crystallized with diamonds or charcoal or heat transferred, made this beautiful thing, not rat piss. What the fuck?
So this cave owns some of the largest in the world, but obviously this is the largest cave that we've discovered in the world of these geological formations. So they are gigantic.
That's fucking disgusting.
Rat shit.
Why? Could you imagine the person that, like, found it and then tested it and they were like, oh my god, I've been playing with rat shit for the last fucking 6 months while I've been doing DNA synchronization on it. But what the fuck? I can't get over it.
It's not all from rats, but some of it could be because we'll get into it more, but there are rats that they found in this cave.
Yeah. So did they find, like, new species?
They have, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I just thought that was interesting that it was like rat shit. So in addition to that, they also found what they call pearls. And pearls are basically usually the size like 1 centimeter in diameter. It's not the kind of pearl that you would find like in the ocean. It is a similar, like it's a circle, a sphere, and it's made of the same components. However, they're in the shape of a ball. However, the ones in this cave, they're as big as a basketball.
Holy shit.
Which is extremely rare.
Yeah, because usually you get them out of the oyster and it's a little tiny thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are these big, they're like cave pearls.
Yes, and they have found...
Do they look the same as oyster pearls?
Well, this is the thing. They found some made of jade.
Oh.
So jade is that green
That's interesting
mineral.
why they would call it a pearl if it's jade. Like, because pearl is its own thing, unless pearl actually means that it was made in a certain way. So they're, you know what I mean? Like, the way it's made. Because I thought that pearls just came from, like oysters insides, like saliva is making it or something.
It's a completely different type of pearl. There's cave
That's
pearls
so
all
weird.
over the world.
Okay.
They're like little round pebbles. They just like little round rocks, but they're very smooth.
But they can be any kind of like jade or any kind of.
Well, the ones in this cave are jade. Not all of them, but they did find some that were jade. But the main component of most pearls that are from the caves around the world are made of salicite.
Okay.
So that is what they're normally made out of. However, they did find some that were made of jade. It was said by scientists that that it's a breathtaking ecosystem that has gone almost completely undisturbed for what scientists believe about 3 million years.
Wow.
So,
and then here we come, tripping all over it.
So up until when he discovered it in 1991, supposedly it had not been, and then again in 2006 when the England went and also discovered more about it, had not been touched in 3 million years.
Wow.
So the cave walls are predominantly made of limestone, and they have found fossils dating back millions of years. So that's how they knew 3 million, because they did find fossils, but they didn't find human fossils. Like we said, they just found different animals.
Yeah, anything can be a fossil. Like anything that's from dated, that's old and remains. Yeah.
So deep inside the cave, explorers discovered tropical jungles.
Really? Because I was just thinking it'd be like all like dark and musky and just evil, like just dark, like watery and just like, you know what I mean? Like damp and gross. But they actually found tropical oasis.
They actually, that's why they call it the Garden of Eden, because they didn't just find one jungle. They found 2 separate jungles in 2 different areas of the cave. So when you first go into the cave, it is like dark, kind of dingy, smelly, with all this rat shit everywhere and like God. Whatever else is there. And then it opens up. And as it opens up to this beautiful, lush oasis.
They would need, in order to do that, it would need sunlight, right? So, is there holes at the top of the cave?
So we're going to get into that. That's what we're going to get into.
Okay.
So
I'm ahead of myself. Ahead of you right now.
No, that's okay. So it says they found tropical jungles, primitive forests. So not only did they find the primitive forests, but they also found a river.
A flowing river?
A huge flowing river. So huge, in fact, because like you said, what about sunlight?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What about rainfall? This is a rainforest. It's in a cave. How does this ecosystem work? The river is so big that somehow, I don't know because I don't know science shit, but somehow it creates like its own cloud. The river water somehow gets up into the atmosphere of this.
Because it's so fucking large.
Yeah, and it creates clouds.
Uh-huh.
And it creates rain. And it just keeps recycling itself like that.
Wow.
And as for sunlight, the only sunlight it has is where it does peek through the cave openings, because there's various like openings throughout, the system.
Yeah.
So it does get some light.
Some sunlight.
But it doesn't get a lot of sunlight.
Huh. I wonder if it's just adapted.
It just gets enough.
Wow.
So it makes its own clouds, it makes its own rain, it has its own atmosphere.
That's so cool. It's like its own little...
It's its own
planet within planet, like,
Eden,
yeah, oh my god.
So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it just has its way of recycling its moisture and watering itself. It's very unique. It even has its own weather patterns. So
it could be like raining and storming out of the cave, and then inside it's like not, and then it could be like bright and sunny outside the cave, and then inside it'd be like stormy and crazy.
Oh yeah, it's its own world. It's
wow.
like its
a
own
world
ecosystem.
within a world. Yeah, that's so crazy. Nature's fucking crazy.
It is so crazy. I can't even imagine that that's even possible, but it is. And scientists have already discovered at least 7 new unique species that are only there in the entire world.
Isn't that crazy how they can find just like new shit, and then they find things that have been like extinct forever, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we found the fluorescent spotted 3-eyed frog in like places like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, it's insane. And then, I mean, the things that they found are very interesting. What is in this cave? Okay, they found... I'm going to tell you the type of animals, and then I'm going to tell you what some of them look like. They found monkeys in the cave.
Okay.
They found bats.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They found fish.
Okay.
Birds.
Wow.
Snakes.
Of course.
Squirrels.
Oh.
Flying foxes.
Why not? Sure. I didn't know foxes could fly. Did they fly? What about flying pigs? Dun dun.
That I don't know. Rats, of course.
Yeah.
Rats. Sand lice.
Ew.
Millipedes.
I would think sand lice would be like more deserty. Millipedes, I fucking hate millipedes and centipedes and all that.
Yeah.
Millipedes are not supposed to be here, but we have them like in our house. We'll find one randomly.
Oh,
and they're not even native here. Because I swear to God, my backyard, where the succulents are, and it goes into the canyon, I swear it's its own, like, ecosystem.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's, like, these, like, weird things. Because millipedes and shit are not supposed to be here. Like, they're not native to Southern California.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, no, I had to Google it because I've never seen one. And they're, like, 3 inches long by, like, 1 inch wide. And they'll be, like, on the roof of my house. Or they'll be, like, just random. And I find about 2 or 3 a year. And they're too big to, like, kill. Like, they're too big. Like, what do you do with this shit, you know?
Throw it out to the birds.
Yeah, like, it's so scary. I fucking hate that shit. Oh, my gosh. It's, like, the scariest thing. I'll have to take a picture next time and show it to you.
No, please don't.
No, it's, like, spooky. Like, you'll never want to be in my house again if you see it.
Yeah, I know, I'm good. I'm just pretending like you never told me that.
Yeah, it's, like, really bad.
So, the weird thing about this, you know, these animals they found, they don't look like our regular animals.
Really? What do they look like?
Well, a majority of these animals are blind.
What?
But not only blind, they don't have eyes.
They're just eyeless, like, animals? Like, where there should be eyes, there's just nothing?
I mean...
Do we have pictures?
Including, I do not have pictures of the animals, but including the insects, and a lot of them are translucent.
Okay, so we have invisible, eyeless.
Translucent.
Well, translucent because you can see through them, so I'm just saying invisible to be more dramatic, but...
Yeah, because, I mean, why would you need eyes if you live in a cave system where some of these insects and animals, they live in complete darkness, like bats, millipedes,
well, you would think that they would get night vision at some point.
They have not evolved that way, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, so, like, what else could possibly be living there?
I don't know. I want to hear more about the flying foxes.
I don't have any more information on the flying foxes, but
I just want to know, like, what their wings look like, or, like, if they're, like, flying squirrels where they kind of glide. But, like, what the fuck are they doing up in a tree? Squirrels go in a tree. Foxes don't go in trees. So why are they flying?
Maybe these do. I mean, this is a completely
Oh
different
my gosh.
ecosystem. This is a completely different, untouched.
Then they need to call it something different.
3 million years old.
They need to call it something different then, not a flying fox.
That's how they described it, as a flying fox. And I mean, if you really, really want to know, you can go on a public tour.
Really?
They allow 1,000 people per year.
Wow. We should go.
It costs $3,000 per person.
We should go. Hey, you guys, friends out there, loyal listeners, fund our trip to Vietnam to the cave.
So in early August 2013, the first tourist group explored the cave, guided and operated by Oxalis Adventure Tours, who is the only tour group who has permission to obtain permits for the tours, because you have to have a permit to tour, and this is the only one you can go through.
Wow.
They're the only one that the Vietnam authorities will give the...
Talk about a fucking monopoly over shit.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, there's only 1,000 people per year allowed to tour, and that's to not overcrowd the cave.
That makes sense. I mean, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, they want to keep it as, like...
natural.
Yeah, and untouched as possible.
Yeah. And humans are, like, seriously dirty. Like, we just go trap and everyone destroy everything. I just heard about Hawaii. Oh my gosh, they're about to put in, they're gonna put a tourism fee where it's gonna be like $50 for each person to go to, like, the national parks of Hawaii, because there are only like 1 million people that actually live and are residents of Hawaii, but they get like 10 million visitors a year.
Oh,
and
wow.
And it used to be that people would just go onto the beach or they would go on a trip to Hawaii, vacation with family, go to a beach or two, go to the Pearl Harbor site, whatever, and just, like, chill or whatever. But now people are seeing pictures on Instagram or social media, and they want to go back to that same exact spot and have that picture taken again. And so people are now going to these places that were untouched, or if they were touched, it was like by like 1 or 2 people that staggered off the trail, or, whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like all these people are just inundating fucking Hawaii to where it's fucking up their ecosystem. They're finding, like, people are, like, trying to touch the dolphins and the sea turtles, and they're, like, like, they're just rude as fuck.
Yeah.
And they're just entitled little assholes. And they're ruining it for everybody. And I just read about it last night, but they're in the process of figuring it out, which, dude, if you go to Las Vegas or even Disneyland or any place, there is a tourism fee of $34.50. Like, $34.50 to stay the night at this hotel for an entertainment tourism fee, whatever. And it's just like a tax because you're going to their cities and fucking up their cities because humans are fucking dirty motherfuckers. Like, they throw their trash. They're like, people, like, some people fucking care, but the majority of people just don't fucking care. It's rude.
Yeah, a lot of people just feel really entitled and
super entitled, and that's the problem, like, with having anything nice. People are why we can't have anything nice.
And it's funny that you mentioned that. It's not funny, but actually, my research did show that 98% of people that do tour this cave are tourists. They're foreigners. They're not even from Vietnam. These tours are very intense. You have to trek through jungle, the cave system. It takes 5 to 6 days of camping and trekking through.
Wow.
Yeah, so you paid $3,000 because...
But you're there for 2 fucking weeks, 5 days in, 5 days out.
And they only let groups of 10 people in at a time.
And I bet that they pick up their shit. Their, like, their, like, footprint there is so minimal because they're so well regulated.
Well,
to
they
keep
have,
it
for
beautiful.
every 10 people that come in, they have 25 that come with you. And those 25, they are the ones that they carry all your bags. They carry.
Oh,
so
wow.
You don't have to do any of that.
So you have like a valet.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a posse behind you.
Yeah, but they're also there to make sure you don't touch anything you're not supposed to touch.
So it's probably like a policeman. It's probably like the environmental.
You don't take any jade pearls with you.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Like, you can't take anything. You don't like if you do see a flying fox and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to try to pet it or like whatever. Like
they're like, don't fucking touch shit. Yeah.
Like it's very, very monitored and regulated by the Vietnam government.
That's awesome, though.
Very serious. During the expedition, the tourists have a chance to explore the cave. And when they explore the cave and the rainforest, there's certain parts where you have to wade through rivers. Like the river, you have to wade through. There's multiple rivers, but you have to wade through rivers.
Oh my gosh. You can't just be like an entitled little brat. You have to like, you have to be like nature. You have to like know how to camp and like
it's more than
deal
camping.
With the elements.
You have to do like rock climbing.
Like stuff.
You have to scale like rocks. And they'll have like ladders, but they're like makeshift ladders that they've put there.
I would lose my shit.
Yeah,
if I had to do that stuff. Oh my gosh, my hands are already like getting sweaty like thinking about that. Yeah. Like I had to go up a ladder when I was in Hawaii. I jumped off South Point, which is like a 50-foot like drop cliff thing. Mm-hmm. So that was all fine until I had to climb up this ladder in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, it's cool, I'll just go find a shore. Mm-hmm. And they were like, the next shore is like a mile down. And I'm like, it's fine. I'll learn to swim. Like, I'm good. I'll figure this shit out. Because the ladder was all rusty and it was like swaying back and forth. Oh, yeah. And I'm freaking going up like 50 feet. And I'm like, I fucking terrified of heights. Like, it was not okay. I was losing my ever-loving shit.
I am also. And then not only the ladders, they have some parts where you're just pulling yourself up by a rope.
Nope.
So you have to have like the upper body strength. You have to be like, this isn't just like a normal
It's almost like an adventure thing. Like it's totally adventure thing, but it's like, yeah. They'd like look at me and be like, oh no, you probably have to take a physical test before you can even go.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Because like if you
no
can't,
joke.
Yeah. Because what are they gonna do? Just leave you? Oh, sorry.
They might. There's 25 people like that come.
Yeah, I guess they could. They could, but it'd be like so not worth it. Well, like they would want to make sure that you get the full experience, I would imagine.
I mean, I would think that some people like they don't really let them stray behind, but if somebody does, there's more than enough people to
exactly.
Kind of
they could
to meet up with the group, you know?
Yeah.
Because they do have tents.
I'd be like, nope, let's go around. I'll go around the mountain.
There's no going around though. That's the thing, you know? And it's caves, so you got to think
it's
like
the only way.
Some parts is like very thin, and you only have like I don't know if you've ever gone like we've gone in a cave before together.
Yeah, we have.
It's like that.
We've gone in a cave together before.
No, we have.
But we have. We used to hike like all the time.
Yeah, and we've remember like when you're going through like
yeah.
certain parts you can only get like your body through.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to like pass stuff to other people. It's like it gets very intense.
Yeah.
Like, it's intense.
Yeah.
And then so on top of that, of it being so intense, you can only go certain times of the year. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, the caves are only made available on a limited basis, limited to from January to August. That's the only time you can go. Because after August, there's extreme heavy rainfall that causes the river's level to rise so high that the cave is you can't even get to it. It's inaccessible.
Wow.
Because there's so much water because there's two jungles.
Yeah.
There's two rainforests.
Like, wow. So it like covers does it actually cover the like hole for the cave?
No, it doesn't cover the hole to the cave, but because the hole to the like there's an opening to the cave.
Yeah.
But then you have to get down through the cave.
Into
you can
it.
only go so far.
Yeah.
And you can't get to like the main like.
Yeah.
Opening,
I get what you're saying.
Like the inside. So that is like that's the background of like what the cave is, how big it is, who found it, who's explored it, that anyone can go explore it. If you got $3,000 and you were able-bodied to go through this trek.
This is not there's no handicap parking for this
one.
No elevators, no escalators.
Definitely
not. No people movers.
So then we get into the actual conspiracy. So So, tour started in 2013, and explorers began, since the tours began, they started reporting unexplainable sightings.
Wow. Of what? I would imagine.
So you have to
Are
remember,
they able to have cameras and stuff, or how do they see? Okay, cool.
They are. So, yeah, we can post some pictures. There's a lot of really beautiful pictures
Oh,
of what
really?
it looks like inside.
That would be really cool,
pretty.
yeah.
And then, so people were reporting to the actual Vietnam government, and the tour guide people, like, what the fuck is this? So there's multiple reports of half man, half dragon or lizard-like creatures. So the visitors had witnessed these reptilian creatures deep within the caves. They had when they did tell the tour guides, they had no explanation for the creatures because much of the cave system is still unknown and they don't know what all animals are down there.
Yeah, so
and they're thinking it's some kind of like Komodo dragon.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a Komodo dragon or something.
Or something like that, like a big lizard type animal. But the problem with that is the way that they did describe these beings or animals or whatever was they explained it as a double creature because it was actually stood upright and it was a human-shaped body. And you have to remember, there are monkeys there, which are kind of human-shaped. If they're standing upright.
Yeah.
But this was a human-shaped body. It didn't have fur like a monkey. It had skin like a dragon or a lizard.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a face like a lizard or
oh
a
my god,
dragon.
that's so spooky.
Yes.
I wonder if the monkeys and the lizards mated.
Who knows? I mean, think about it. This has been untouched for, 3 million years?
That's insane.
That's a very long time.
That's super long.
So, in 1992, a local man actually had a camera with him. And prior to 2013, it had been known for decades that explorers were making their way through the cave without permits, without permission, without anything. They
fucking
were just
humans, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they just wanted to figure it out.
Assholes, and they probably left behind bottles and trash and bullshit.
And who knows
I'm just kidding. They probably didn't, but still.
I don't even know, what they had with them because it's so treacherous. You would really only be able to bring, a backpack. You can't really have a lot of stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying, of course. And so that's why, as they use things, they just toss it aside.
I mean, possibly, but he did have a camera with him, and he managed to capture a picture of one of these creatures, and I'm going to post it. It was deep inside a dark cave, and the image shows a dark cave with an opening and a lizard-like face looking at the man, looking at the camera. And this is coined the double creature of Son Doong Cave.
So you have that picture?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you do have pictures of, creatures and shit. I want to see it.
Yeah, and then so it's basically a reptilian-like creature. It was reported to the authorities, but of course nothing came of it. But there is a whole folklore in South Asian and Southeast Asia's mythology. And these are semi-divine creatures, which are half human and half serpent. So, I mean, it's a serpent, it's not a dragon, it's not
But it's still scaly, and it's still, yeah.
Yeah. And then
it's still a reptile.
It's a reptile, yeah.
Yeah.
And then in fiction, reptilian race or beings are commonly appear in fantasy and sci-fi fiction, where they are based on various different likes of reptiles, lizards, crocodiles, alligators, snakes, dinosaurs, and fictional dragons. They are often depicted as powerful warriors, and that they are superior, to our technology and intelligence. And reptilian or lizard people are supposedly reptilian humanoids, which play a role in UFO conspiracy theories And there's a huge conspiracy, which I'll have to get into another time, which says that, like, they run the world. That they are shapeshifters, and they run the world, and that they are from this cave. Like, now, well, that, I don't think that one says they're from this cave, but now, looking into it, I'm like, I guess this is where their origins, this is their origin story
of the reptilian people. So, wait, that's it? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
I need more about reptilians.
Well, you're not even getting into reptilians.
This
is just
because, like,
what they witnessed.
Tom Cruise is supposedly is a reptilian. Like, there's certain celebrities that they say are reptilians.
No, that's a whole nother one.
Oh,
this is just this cave.
Are you gonna do reptilians next time?
I'll do a part 2 because this is literally just this cave.
And this is possibly their origin story.
This is possibly the origin story.
How cool is that?
Vietnam. They're in Vietnam.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. That's where they started.
How funny. I have something to say, but I don't want to say it on the air.
Why?
Because, anyways. So that's so interesting. We should definitely go to that cave. And I can't wait to see the pictures.
I'm strong enough.
I know I'm not, but we could train for it or something.
I probably get eaten. Oh my gosh! I totally forgot to mention something that I just remembered. Oh my goodness! I don't know how I remember this, but there was reportedly people that went on the
tour,
and they came up missing, never to be found again.
Shut up! That's a huge part of this.
Okay,
where were the 25 people? So the whole group of 40 people just vanished?
No, they just not everyone vanished. A few people vanished.
What did
They never found them. So
but
maybe they
what were the stories of?
The story is just that they went in and they never came out, and there's no explanation.
And the people who did come out,
they searched for them and they didn't find them, and they were like, "That's it." And the Vietnam.
I wonder if animals took them.
Well, I don't know. There are monkeys.
Yeah, there's like
snakes.
I mean,
they could have got bit by a poisonous snake.
And then
drug reptilian.
Yeah, like.
I mean.
Or who knows? Because they don't even know.
Could have been some rabid bat. Who knows?
Who knows? Taken away by like a ginormous rabid bat, flown away by the foxes.
With no eyes, translucent.
Yeah,
millipedes. What if these are poisonous?
And they're probably smelling them, being like, "What the fuck is this? Let's take it home."
So do you really want to spend that $3,000 and go?
I don't know. I would want some like bug spray or something.
I think we're going to need more than bug spray.
To keep the bugs off and the monkeys off and the reptilians off. Yeah, I cannot wait. I can't wait to see the pictures though. I can't believe you didn't like print them and show me.
It's so beautiful though.
Oh, I want to see
gorgeous.
It. I can't wait for you guys to see it either because we're both now on pins and needles.
Yeah, it's
I am, and I would assume you are too, listener.
The
whoever you are.
Beautiful. The cave formations themselves are really, really pretty. And then, like, the pearls and everything. Just everything about it.
The pearls, the rat pearls.
No, the ones they have jade pearls.
Oh, okay,
those are pretty. You know, jade is really pretty.
Yeah. And we were looking at pictures of those.
Yeah. But then, like, the whole reptilian thing kind of throws it, like, ugh. I don't know if I want to go now.
No.
I don't feel like I want to be reptilian food.
Yeah, that's true. Ugh.
I don't know.
All right, well, that is our show for today. And don't forget to
share, like, and subscribe.
And also don't forget to email us with any encounters of anything that you have seen, so we can put together a compilation of all the phenomenal fan encounters. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.